Losers.
Beautiful Losers.
Beautiful Losers.
The Beautiful Losers is about Jack Kerouac and Neil Cassidy.
Jack Kerouac was an incredibly prolific writer in the US and an incredible writer too, and that's what he was recognised for. It was reshaping the way that people wrote in the US.
Neil Cassidy is the muse of the Beat generation. He was the inspiration and the energy behind the whole movement, essentially. Great friends with Kerouac.
And it's the ultimate buddy film or buddy play between two guys who just really are in love with life and explosions of ideas.
You gotta tell me, okay. Look at this. Listen to this, right? It all starts with this, huh? Yeah, now that bumpy old bass is gonna start poking his nose in. There you go, huh?
It's about their journey through those amazing years in their lives, and it's also about, you know, where they went together, and the power of fame and how it can destroy such a great friendship.
Because they're flawed, they're complicated characters, they're joyous, they're not at times particularly pleasant, but they've also got great humour and there's great constant joy.
You know, I absolutely adore this piece. I think it's a fantastic play. It's a roller coaster ride for both actors to be involved in. It's a really challenging piece. There's two of you on stage, not many breaks, and it's a fun ride. You know, and it's a sad ride. You know, it's an exciting ride.
So anyone see you take this thing? This guy's my witness. He wasn't even watching. There's no way. Just anyway. Whoa, man, this is a hell of a car. Big old car ready for this big old country, baby. Woohoo!
The idea came from Mike Hudson, the writer. He approached me to direct this piece of theatre about Neil Cassidy and Jack Kerouac, and I was not interested at all in doing a piece about these two guys. And we had quite a few arguments, and then he won me over, and I've never looked back.
The play itself, for me as a writer, has evolved from a very short, sweet piece of about 20 to 30 minutes as a showcase of American literature for a theatre company. We did it for Silo many years ago.
So we got funding to take it to the next level, and then in 2003 we put it on as an hour-long show, and it was really good, that hour-long show, but we hadn't nailed it, so we kept working on it and we kept asking questions, and that was a really exciting process. And then we got booked to tour as well in 2003, 2004. So the tour was really a great way for us to keep growing the show, and we did. And then by the time we got to Nelson, the standing ovations just happened night after night after night. It was a really strong piece.
Over the years, it's evolved into what is a 60, 75 minute piece of work now, which it's a bit of a roller coaster of two men and their lives and their literary backgrounds.
He'd moan and cry out, and there was nothing you could do but listen. Just listen and wait. And you don't want to say anything, you'd be praying for it to pass. And it never let up. And he slipped away right in front of us. And all we could hear was a long, painful goodbye. And my folks never really shook it off. And again, how could you? You're watching a saint die.
Jack was a very quiet person. He kept to himself. He wasn't big and brash.
As Neil Cassidy, well, he is just an explosion of words and energy, music. Yeah, he's just this firecracker that goes off.
Come on, man. Where am I gonna sleep? It's late. It's the middle of the day. All right, so it's early.
Quite often, there's some big differences between, you know, who we are as people and who we are as characters.
Cassidy is something that I am not, so as an actor I have to find that elsewhere, and it's a massive challenge to be that when you are so far removed from it as a person.
And Scott Wells is an incredible actor. I've had a lot of fun working with Scott. He's such a quiet guy off stage, but he explodes.
What the audience see with Cassidy and the journey they go on is just this mad roller coaster ride of sort of excess and frivolity and fantastic, honest, true friendship between him and Jack.
You know, he is Neil Cassidy.
Neil Cassidy as a character for an actor is just a gift. I've been playing him for about 10 years now, and why he's such a gift is that he's hugely flawed, but has this massive heart, and his influence is so huge, and it's just such a pleasure and a joy, and the audience get a kick out of him. They get a real kick out of Cassidy.
It's interesting because I'm not quiet, but being in that quiet place gives me an incredible understanding of him as well. You know, I quiet myself down. I find myself doing things to just to keep things still, to get a better understanding of there's a lot of power in being quiet. So for me, that's one of the big challenges. You know, it's the finding the stillness. And that's one of the special things about Jack Kerouac.
Hey, don't you walk away from me, you asshole! Baby, don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am?
So Jack Kerouac and Neil Cassidy are a couple of incredible beings at a time where we were looking for heroes in the midst of wars, in the midst of sort of uncertainty, depressions, and these guys, kind of like Marlon Brando on the waterfront, provided America with, and in some ways filters through the world, with some kind of vision, a movement forward, an inspiration.
And influenced people like Kerouac, Burroughs, Ginsberg, and went right through to people who we know now, people like Johnny Depp, Hunter S. Thompson, Gonzo Journalism.
As characters, they continue to surprise me, and hopefully, and the ammunition you have, their literacy, their words, their ability to confound you, frustrate you, and when you write this all down, you just go, my God, did they really do this? Yeah, they did. And for a writer, it takes you out of your safety zone because you're not sure of the moral high ground. You can't take that anymore with these guys. And for a writer, that's kind of a cool area to be in because you're going, these guys probably wouldn't exist these days.
And as a director, I love working with intimate spaces and also allowing the audience to conjure up the images. Taking away any opportunity for a prop is a wonderful challenge. And so the actors through the journey take us on this world, and they take us to Denver, they take us to Times Square. We see all these places, we feel it, we smell it, with the help of light and sound. So it's light, sound, actor's story.
We don't have any fancy props. We don't have any costume changes. It's just us on stage, and we might turn a piece of clothing around a certain way, or flick a pencil round, and all of a sudden we'll just turn and we're another character. Bang, we're into a different part of the play. It's very, very, it's complex simplicity.
Bottles, you're just around here somewhere. Man, I can just smell it.
Beautiful Losers is an international story. It is made by New Zealand theatre makers, and it is about two American icons, because we believe, we have proved that anyone can tell anybody's story. It is what you're intrigued and fascinated by that is going to make a piece of art.